What's up, everybody? It's Surreal. Coming to ya from the Small Fry Show. On tonight's video, I just want to talk about something that kind of happened today. But before we get too deep in this thing, you already know what I need you to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come join the family. Also, topics and views expressed in these videos are mine and mine only. They do not represent the company that I work for. I am not a spokesperson for said company. Now that we got that out the way, Happy New Year Eve to everybody. This is the day it's being recorded. This is the day you're going to see it. Happy New Year Eve. The Eve of 2022. And this is a fitting topic, man, so I'm going to just give y'all a little backstory on how this topic came up today. I've just recently gotten on TikTok. I've got a few videos on there. More so just watching than anything. Well, a truck driving school followed me and I followed them back. So I see their videos. So today they loaded a video. There was a trainer in the front right seat, which is also called a jump seat. The young man was on the left seat, driver's seat, and then there's somebody was basically in the back recording him driving. So the driving, he's in an automatic, he pulls up to a light, and I'm guessing he started to roll back. And she said, don't let it roll back. So he hits the brakes, and she's like, good job. And then someone the person recording is like, hey, is it true if you roll back that you'll fail? She, automatically failed, and the trainer said yes, on the spot, which is true. You roll the truck back, you're going to fail, but you shouldn't be rolling back in the automatic because it should have that hill assist that catches that brake, that gear like that. But one thing that I noticed in the video was that he had an earbud in his right ear, like an AirPod, the Apple AirPods. I didn't see his left ear, I just saw the one in the right. So I commented, I said, why does he have earbuds in when he's training? Some people liked it. A guy commented and said, well, I only see one. This is my issue. And it starts with the trainers. And I may be a little fired up tonight. I'm going to try not to be. But there's people on that video who are students who are arguing with my comment. Students. People who are saying, hey, I'm learning while you use mine in class. Well, it blocks out, it gives you music, but it also filters the background so you can hear and everything. And I'm like, listen, not while you're in training, though. And someone comes back and he says, well, that's your opinion. You're right, it is. Because this is part of the reason why we are where we are out here. Because the lack of training. The training starts it off. If you have bad training, you're going to take those bad habits on the road with you when you play by yourself because you don't know no better. And if you're a trainer and you're sitting there and you're allowing your student to learn how to drive a semi with an earbud in their ear, you're just as wrong as they are. Because and I commented on the video, I said part of training and learning how to drive a truck is listening. Listening to the truck. Listening to the trainer, taking instruction, learning what's normal sounds and what's not. How you gonna do that with an earbud in your ear? Now, like I said, you get out there on the truck on your own, you do whatever you want to do. That's your choice. But for someone to argue with me and say, well, that's your opinion, you can't take your state test like that. You take your test like that, and the instructor sees that, man, they're gonna be like, no, what are you doing? So those bad habits need to be stopped in the beginning so they don't continue on. And then later on we have problems. That's why you got people out here who don't know how to back up. That's why you got people out here who don't know how to adjust their tandems to slide the tandems to adjust their weight. You got people out here who got no etiquette. They're flying in and out of truck stops. They're using the squeegees to clean their doors. They're cleaning their fifth wheels off. They're throwing trash everywhere. They are up and down the highway. They driving crazy. They're climbing hills in the middle lane. There's so much out here that I've seen. In 3 more months, it'll be 15 years I've been out here, and it's just getting worse and worse. Everybody's scrambling trying to get their CDL before February when that law goes into place where you have to go to an accredited school. You have to have so much hours and range time and all that. There's people climbing hills in the middle lane. You don't climb a hill in the middle lane. There's people turning from the inside lane on a double turn. Now, yes, there is times when you need to turn from the inside lane when you have enough room, but we're taught to take the outside lane. That's why we are where we are. Your trainer is sitting there allowing that. No, take that earbud out of your ear so you can hear me. You're learning to drive one of these trucks. 70-foot vehicle that can weigh up to 80,000 pounds, and your trainer is. You should be looking at your trainer like, hey, what are you doing? If I'm in the truck, I'm looking at the trainer like, what are you doing? It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 or if it's playing music or not. Somebody said, oh, he probably got it in his ear, he just forgot. If you got that earbud stuck in your ear like that and you don't remember that, you got more problems than what you know what to do with, because this takes a lot to put one of these trucks down the road safely and make decisions. And if you can't remember if your earbud is in your ear, you're not ready to drive a truck. Something that little. This is what people are saying on this video. I'm not gonna argue with someone who's got 15 years. And I seen it. I'm not even like going at them in a negative way. I'm just saying, hey, we out here have to share the road with each other. It starts with holding people accountable. I even said, hey, go to my channel, look at my videos. There's 268 videos on there. Go look at them. It's about safety. It's about doing what's right. Go look at the videos and you will see what I mean. People are defending this. You cannot take your test with an earbud in your ear like that. You can't. I know it's just one. I know it's just the same as the headset. But people are missing the point of that young man is in training. That's not acceptable in training. It's not. I got a headset that I talk on. But even when I came here to this company, I rode with a trainer for 3 days. I got almost 15 years experience. I still rode with someone. Not one time did I talk on my headset during those 3 days. Not once. Now, if we stopped when we did our relays and stuff like that, or used the bathroom, I may have hopped on the phone real quick. But while we was driving, she needed my attention. I needed her. She's telling me about the company, asking me questions. How am I going to do that with an earbud in my ear? So people are missing the point. Yes, we talk on the phone out here and things like that. I get it. But not while you're in training. That's what I'm saying. The training starts it all. If the training is poor, your performance is going to be poor. Especially when you're just coming into this industry. It's different if you've been out here and you know right from wrong and to say, hey, nah, I'm not going to do that, man. That don't make sense. I'm not even going to do that. But when you don't know and you learn it and you do those things and they carry over and they're allowed and you say, hey, this is what can happen. Well, I did that in training. Nobody said nothing, so it must be all right. How you learning with an earbud in your ear? That's what, it's not so much that the earbud is in his ear that frustrates me. It's the responses behind it. It's the lack of accountability behind it. That's why we're having all these wrecks. We're having all these pile-ups. Nobody's slowing down. Nobody paying attention. There's no pride in nothing out here no more. And that's why we are where we are as an industry. It starts with the training. You take pride in what you do as a trainer. You make sure that That should be your goal, is to make sure that you can safely sign off on that person and say, hey, I can sign off on you. Too many people getting into training for the money, but getting it for the right reasons. Making sure that that person got all they need to succeed. That should be your goal, is to sit back and say, I gave them everything they needed to succeed, and I did it the proper way. Now, if they don't do it, that's on them. But I did it the correct way. I'm going to use something as an example. I rode with my trainer for 3 days. She said the way that I held the wheel at the bottom made the trailers flip. She wanted me to hold it at 10 and 2. It was uncomfortable because for so many years I hadn't done it. But what did I do? I didn't argue with her. I didn't say, hey, no, I'm not doing that. I held it at 10 and 2. Now when I get out here on my own, it's up to me if I want to do that or not. She's a trainer. I had to do what she said. She wasn't doing nothing to put me in harm's way, nothing to jeopardize me, nothing to say, hey, I don't know. So I did it. It's not something like, hey, she's asking me to drive illegal, and I'm like, okay, I'm just doing it because it's my trainer. No, it's nothing like that. But something as little as an earbud, man, it's unacceptable. I'm not even gonna sit up here and say it isn't. That's my rant tonight. Is that the trainers need to take more pride in what they do, because the lack of training is sending these students out here, and the blind is leading the blind. There's a certain company with red trucks that let the trainers train the students train each other. They go to school together. They get out of school. They get on a truck with 3 people. Google 3, go to YouTube and look up 3-bunk truck. There's a 3-bunk truck. There's no reason a truck needs 3 bunks. There's no reason a truck needs 3 drivers. There's no reason a truck needs 3 students in it at the same time. Nobody knows nothing. This is what you sharing the road with out here. Look at that guy in Colorado. No, he shouldn't get 110 years. Absolutely not. But he was negligent in what he did. That's what people ain't realizing. Yeah, they should have gave him 110 years. But if you really look at that case, he failed to go to the runaway ramp. He didn't understand English. He had problems with his brakes that he communicated to the people. Before the accident, he called the boss and said his brakes were smoking. He chose not to go on that runaway ramp. He was going downhill. He smoked his brakes. He lost his brakes. He took the truck out of gear. And therefore, he was never able to get it out of gear. No, because the RPM's got to match. Once you get it out of gear, and you know you're not going to ever get it back in gear. People don't know that because they're training. You know how many times I've been on 64 East in West Virginia, and there's a brake check at the top of Sandstone Mountain, and people go right over the top. Never even stop, and they smoke their brakes going down that hill. That's training. If he had correct training, he would have known to take the runaway ramp. He would have known not to take that truck out of gear if he's picking up speed like that. He would have known that what gear to be in to go down the hill. He would have known not to ride the brakes and use stab brakes, constant pressure, back it down 5, let it get back up 5 over. He would have known that. He would have known that the brakes were smoking. It was unsafe to go down that hill. People say, oh, if you've never been out west, you don't. It happens. No, it doesn't. It shouldn't. There was a time that I'd never been out west. I didn't go out there and smoke my brakes because I understood what I needed to do, and I take this job serious. But until the training starts being correct, and these trainers are held accountable, and these drivers start doing what's right out here, we're going to continue to have the wrecks. People going to continue to lose their life out here. Time to stop the mess, man. That's why I make these videos, because I want everybody to be safe. I want to go home at the end of my shift. I want my family to make it home. I want my loved ones to make it home. And until the training gets better and everybody be accountable for themselves and stop making excuses for why they don't know something and ask questions and really learn. You ain't learning with an earbud in your ear. You're not. You can't possibly take everything in that you need. I'm not expecting you to go through the 3-week course and learn everything, but you cheating yourself And that's your money on the table. So why not get the full experience? You're cheating yourself. Because just like Colorado, you get out here and you play dumb like you don't know nothing, and you kill somebody, you're going to prison, man. Something that y'all need to think about. It's absurd. The comments that were on here, it's absurd. And if people don't see nothing wrong with that while he's in training, we got a lot of problems, which I already know we do. So it's just something to think about. But as always, hold on, before I get into my ending. Tonight was my last night on this Erie turn. We're back to the extra board on Sunday. We're going to be Sunday through Thursday night now. Instead of Monday night through Friday night, we'll be Sunday night through Thursday night. We did a couple weeks ago. I made a video on that. So that'll start the 2nd here in a couple days. So we'll be on Friday night, Saturday night. So that's be coming up. We'll have some different stuff mixed in there or whatever, but you'll see. But as always, make sure you arrive to your pickup and your delivery on time and safely. Call your loved ones, tell them you love them. Love on somebody today. But most importantly, be the reason that somebody smiles today. The world needs it now more than ever. This is Jermail, signing off on the last video of 2021 from the Small Fry Show. And I'm out. Peace.